We had everything, like the sentimental things. Like my mom passed away. I had only a few things of hers left.
All the stuff that's here is replaceable. People are not. So having the family is the most important thing.
Have you ever imagined fire so intense? It burns hotter than actual lava? Not from a volcano, but from the very forests and cities we live in. Wildfires aren't new, but what happened here was beyond science, beyond reason. This was not just a fire, it was a firestorm, a living, breathing monster. Temperatures reached nearly 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to melt metal, shatter glass, and turn entire neighborhoods into ash within seconds. People didn't just run from flames, they ran from the air itself, because even breathing became impossible. And here's the terrifying part. This wasn't caused by lava, by volcanoes, or by some natural eruption. It was fueled by human hands, political negligence, and a chain of decisions no one wants to admit. A disaster some say was preventable, but was ignored until it consumed everything. This is the story of the firestorm that grew hotter than lava, where entire towns disappeared overnight, and survivors still live in fear of what the government won't tell us. The birth of a firestorm. It began like any wildfire, just sparks in the dry season. A small flame, something firefighters thought they could contain. But within hours, the fire began behaving in ways no one had ever seen before. The winds didn't just carry flames, they created a tornado of fire, lifting burning debris into the sky and throwing it miles ahead. The fire started feeding on itself, generating its own weather system. Thunderclouds formed above the flames, lightning struck, and the cycle grew worse. People who stayed behind described it like a bomb going off every few minutes. Cars exploded, trees turned into pillars of fire, and the roar was louder than a jet engine.
This morning, the firestorm officials had feared becoming a reality, with a third out-of-control wildfire exploding overnight in the Los Angeles area.
At the end of the day, I mean, who's ready for something like this?
Overnight, flames reaching the iconic Malibu neighborhood and its beachfront homes. In the coastal neighborhood Pacific Palisades, multiple homes completely engulfed in flames, with desperate residents rushing to get out.
Los Angeles wildfire, 2025. Los Angeles, the city of stars. But in January 2025, the night sky didn't shine with Hollywood dreams. It glowed with fire. Two infernos, the Palisades fire near Malibu and the Eaton fire in Altadena, ignited with terrifying speed, fueled by Santa Ana winds blowing over 100 miles per hour. The flames didn't just spread, they attacked. Hillsides lit up like bombs exploding. Entire blocks swallowed before fire crews even arrived. Families had only minutes to escape. Some fled barefoot, clutching their children and pets. Highways turned into rivers of red taillights. Tens of thousands trying to outrun walls of fire closing in from every direction. For many, it was too late. Nearly 30 people lost their lives, and more than 16,000 homes and buildings were reduced to ash. And here's the part no one wants to admit. Scientists warned that heavy rains in 2023, followed by extreme drought in 2024, created perfect fuel for disaster. Officials were told the risks, yet neighborhoods kept expanding deeper into fire zones. When sparks finally flew, nature didn't hesitate. The result was a firestorm hotter than lava, a disaster that turned paradise into a war zone. And the most terrifying truth? This wasn't a freak accident. It was a warning. One Los Angeles ignored until it was too late.
We actually came to say thank you to our house for being good to us. And we were good to it. So.
Great Chicago Fire, 1871. In October 1871, a spark in a small barn unleashed one of history's deadliest fires. Fierce winds turned Chicago into an inferno. Wooden homes, bridges, and streets burning in hours. By the time it ended, 300 were dead, 100,000 homeless, and the proud city lay in ruins. A single spark proved how fragile civilization truly is. Fort McMurray Firestorm, 2016. In May 2016, the oil sands city of Fort McMurray became a hell on earth. A small blaze exploded into a firestorm so fierce that 90,000 people were forced to flee in a single day, driving through walls of flame and smoke so thick it turned day into night. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to ash, losses soared into the billions, and the disaster became the largest wildfire evacuation in Canadian history. For many survivors, the fire wasn't just nature's fury, it was proof of how unprepared even a modern city can be when a storm of fire takes control. Great Hinckley Fire, 1894. In September 1894, the town of Hinckley, Minnesota, vanished in fire. What began as small brush fires merged into a firestorm, fueled by wind and drought, exploding into walls of flame moving faster than a train. In just hours, over 400 people were killed. Families trapped in wells, rivers, and train cars as the fire consumed everything in its path. The Great Hinckley Fire left nothing but ash and silence, a brutal reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can end in catastrophe. Black Saturday Bushfires, 2009. On February 7, 2009, Australia faced its deadliest inferno. With temperatures soaring past 115 degrees Fahrenheit and winds over 60 miles per hour, entire towns in Victoria were wiped off the map. 173 people died, thousands lost homes, and the landscape turned into a furnace hotter than lava. It was a day forever remembered as Black Saturday, when fire showed no mercy. Every firestorm leaves behind more than ash. It leaves questions. Were these disasters truly nature's fury, or the result of warnings ignored and choices we refused to make? Because the truth is terrifying. The next firestorm could start anywhere, at any time, and none of us are safe from it. So ask yourself, when the sky turns red, will we be ready, or will history burn all over again? Don't let these stories vanish in silence. Like this video, share it, and subscribe for more untold disasters the world needs to remember.